One research study published in Taylor and Francis titled Towards a Philosophy of Academic Publishing said, and I quote, for academic institutions, academic publication in high quality journals is a vehicle for improving the ranking and standing of the institution. For an academic, it is the means by which research grants are obtained and promotion secured.
I welcome you all in this afternoon's Lukad Research and Journal Management Capability Strategic Planning 2021 series, focusing on the philosophy of academic publishing.
So this program is actually designed and intended into three reasons. Number one is to capacitate faculty members and Lukad editorial board for journal management and research writing and dissemination. And the number two is we wanted to strengthen and cultivate a strong and sustainable research culture. And we wanted to really increase our research production that had really a great impact to the community.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much. First of all, thanks for your lovely introduction, Brenda. Thank you and congratulations, Rodrigo. It's great to see you. I wish I could be there with all of you in the Philippines. I'm going to talk about the philosophical aspects of academic publishing on a personal level and on a professional level. Right? Because a journal consists of articles primarily. That's what most of a journal is the articles and the people who write the articles. So we're the people who write the articles. Academic career and your goals in publishing as an unfinished story and a kind of cycle that goes around over time.
The university, it's about the inclusion of research, also extension and production.
Glad to have you with us this sunny morning. Today's webinar is titled Research Management, which is part of the series on the Lukad Research Journal and Management Capability Program 2021.
Administrators at PNU, South Luzon, fellow professors, academics, and fellow researchers. And good morning also to my collaborator. The way to teach research is to do research with your students. You cannot teach research by saying step 1, step 2, step 3, then do this. Do this. The best way is to do the conceptualization, do the planning, check the progress of the data gathering. Told me this, okay, you are now a college administrator. I was the research director of CLA, but she told me, do not forget your research output, your research projects, because one day you're an administrator, but another day you are no longer an administrator.
In our conversation with Professor Jackson during our first webinar on philosophy of academic publishing, we realized the difference between research writing and journal management. As a teacher education institution aspiring to be a research teacher education university, we find it imperative to have our journal as our avenue in digitization, diversification, and decentralization of knowledge production and research.
Started out as a manager, managing ed. So let me begin by going through the scope or coverage that you want to take up as a journal. So multidisciplinary, of course, are the publication dates going to be optimal for the people involved? Publish papers from people such as undergraduate or graduate students, Will it also accept external submissions from other institutions, or is it an internal type of
website of the Philippine National Philosophical Research Society. Now, our editorial board, what is the composition of the journal, appointed me as the associate editor of the journal, with the view of really, as Dr. Arte mentioned, of training me to handle the journal. Okay, so this is a non-stock, non-sectarian, non-profit society whose advocacy is just to make philosophy, to promote philosophy as an academic discipline and as an instrument in nation building.
We've never charged any processing fee since 2007 and until today.
Because, like for example, somebody submitted on Arab philosophy. I know the paper is good. I know the paper is good, but I have to find an expert on Arab philosophy. And sad to say, I have to let it go because I don't have a reviewer for that paper.
Claims lang, okay? The website doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasant. The website doesn't have to have all the fancy features. It just needs all the regular content that you want to see in a journal. Going to give you a lot of space and a very good amount of bandwidth. And meron ding redundancy yan. So that's why I strongly also recommend not running the entire site within the Philippines. The IT infrastructure in the Philippines is not very good. We don't have a lot of data centers here. Those data centers abroad have redundant power backup systems and